And then there were two.
Yep. There are two teams remaining. As we mentioned, the Denver Nuggets.
Denver makes history. The Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals.
Miami Heat.
Not blink. The Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
The Miami Heat are just too determined. Jimmy Butler is a man on a mission.
On the 8th seed, making it to the NBA Finals.
You can't count out the Miami Heat.
And it's over. The Miami Heat have tied the NBA Finals. What a comeback here on the road for the Heat. And it's one apiece.
Too bad they're going to go against Denver.
Jokic is just a freak of nature. An all-timer.
32 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists.
And when you go up against an all-timer, you're not going to stop him.
But realistically, I think Denver's got this 4-1.
Miami's going to take this in 6.
At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Look what we saw there. Look who was right and who was wrong. Sorry to start out by gloating, but I was the one who predicted 4-1 for the Denver Nuggets. And what did you say, Mikey?
I said Heat in 6. My heart was with Denver, but or I should say my brain was with Denver. My heart was with Miami.
You should have listened to your brain on that.
Mm-hmm. You're not lying.
Well, that's how we're going to start off the podcast, with me gloating, saying, hey, I was right. But it's not going to take that long. Don't worry about it, folks. We're actually going to get into our thoughts on this series overall and just the playoffs overall. How about that? We'll give you extra thoughts in our heads. But yeah, I was right. You were wrong. I was always right. I'm always right. Just kidding. But yeah, well, the Nuggets came out the way we thought they would. Well-oiled machine. You got Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, just playing lights out. Best duo since Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Like, they're already getting that comparison, which is not a bad comparison to get. That. When you have two players that get a triple double in one game, you're up there in historical duos.
Yeah.
And as for the Miami Heat, like I said in the last video, just them making the finals, it's just, it's already a successful season for them, because who would have thought our Chicago Bulls were 3 minutes away from preventing this Miami Heat team from ever making history.
It was a canon event, though.
Right. So they had a successful season. The playoffs overall, like, to me, it was pretty good. Like, especially this Miami Heat run, it made him way more enticing to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just start off by saying, holy crap, Nikola Jokic is just, how much more can we go on about him? He is the most dominant player in the NBA, I'd say. He's the most skilled player overall. Obviously the dude can't, like, the only thing he can't really do is like dunk like LeBron or something like that. He's not like super athletic, but with what he misses in his athleticism, he obviously more than makes up for in his overall IQ and just skill in general. You talk about just an absolute force. You're looking at a guy that could potentially build a dynasty just by himself. And the scary thing is, he doesn't even care. He literally does not care that he won a championship. Now, I'm sure everybody saw a lot of the post-game interviews and all that. The dude literally lost his finals MVP trophy, but they ended up finding it. But he was in the post-game interview saying, "Oh, I just want to go home. When is the parade?" and all that stuff. Like, I think the scariest thing about this is the fact that he just does not care. Overall, this man is going to terrorize the NBA for years to come. if he's not, if he hasn't been already, it's going to be even worse from here on out. Imagine if he had the tenacity of Kobe Bryant. Now, I heard a great point about Nikola Jokic's reaction to winning the finals, and it was by, I believe, Pat McAfee. He was saying that it's more than likely with the country that he comes from, they may or may not. I don't know how Jokic was brought up, but they might have had a different point of view about the game of basketball as a whole, where they realize that it is just a game and there are more important things to life. You know what I mean? Which I found that very interesting. I mean, that is a great point. But like at the same time, I mean, dude, you're telling me that this two-time MVP, finals MVP, like he is this freaking good, and all that is on the forefront of this man's brain is riding horses in Serbia. How badass is that, dude? Like this dude is absolutely sick. I am not knocking him in any way whatsoever. In fact, I'm praising him because like this dude's able to take down your favorite team, just absolutely demolish your favorite player, and just absolutely embarrass everybody on a way to winning a championship. And it's not just him. I know I said he could do it by himself, but the Denver Nuggets are just such a well-rounded team. Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, freaking, I just, oh my God, like Contavious Caldwell Pope, even. They have what's that other guy's name? Brown, Bruce Brown,
Christian Brown,
Mike Brown. Who knows? He's a really good player. They're just just a fun team to watch, just a dominant team, and I would love to see them become the next dynasty. Like I could see it. I mean, especially if Jokic continues to play the way that he has, which he doesn't play over aggressive, so it's not like, I mean, knock on wood, it's not like he's injury prone. I mean, in Jamal Murray, hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully they can keep him. I don't know, their salary cap or anything like that. I don't really know his contract situation.
They got their core locked in for a while. They
Yeah,
got Jokic,
they're set.
Murray, Gordon, and even MPJ. They got them locked in.
MPJ, yeah.
Yeah, they got them locked in for like at least three to 4 years extra now.
And not to keep going on, but like that's another player I wanted to talk about, Michael Porter Jr. He didn't even have a good finals, and they still ended up.
I don't even know if he knew there was a finals game going on the way he was playing.
Yeah,
chucking those shots up, like
yeah,
wow.
And they still dominated the Heat the way that they did.
Yeah,
this team is generational. Like I truly mean that. Like they can be a dynasty in the making for sure.
They got the pieces for it, that's for sure. They got the coach, they got the core to do it. Now it's just filling out that roster because they can't keep everybody, but they're gonna be around for a while, that's for damn sure. Especially with Jokic, man. Hopefully, man, even when they won the finals, dude, they're still like disrespecting Jokic, in my opinion, because now they want to. These analysts want to avoid the whole, is he among one of the great bigs? He's like, of course he is, but then
yes, obviously.
but then all of them want to bring up, but he's no Shaq, he's no Olajuwon. Like, of course he's not. He's Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
He's a 2020. He's the center of the 2020s. What more do you want? And if you wanted to drop Jokic against Shaq, of course Shaq's going to dominate him in the paint, but that's not Jokic's game. Do you think Shaq can guard Jokic up in the perimeter while he's throwing dime passes or doing step back threes? Nah, man.
Great point. Yeah.
Like, come on. It's different eras for different centers, and right now we're in the era of the new age center. You got who really started was Antetokounmpo with the 2021 championship. Like, you got a center who's running the floor just bulldozing his way to the rim with no regard for human life. Then you
Mhm.
got the recent MVP, Joel Embiid, dominant force, but can also shoot the three and, play on the perimeter. And then you got Jokic, the all around center. And yet, like you said, the Nuggets are gonna be around for a while. They got a really good team. Like they wanted to compare this run to the Mavericks run. The only difference is the Mavericks, like they were like a one and done team. Like everybody was on their last leg on that team.
Yeah.
This Denver Nuggets team is still young. Jokic is not Dirk Nowitzki in his late 30s. He's in his late 20s. Like he's not even in his prime of his career yet, and he's already
Which
winning
is
titles.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's so
that's yeah.
scary.
So the world needs to give Denver their flowers, and Jokic needs some more damn respect because this whole
Mhm.
season he's just been disrespected. From the Kendrick Perkins pulling the race card on him just to give Joel Embiid some MVP votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how he really handled that. Embiid was out in the second round, and then you see Perkins saying, "Oh, the Denver Nuggets need to be on TV a lot more." Which 5 months earlier you were like, "It's a fact. It's a fact that they're racist or whatever." Like,
Yeah.
come on, dude. Like, give Denver their respect.
Yeah. That was stupid, that whole Kendrick Perkins thing. But man, and I also want people to know when I say Jokic didn't care, obviously the man loves basketball, otherwise he wouldn't be doing this. But it's just hilarious that like the things that he said just made it seem like this he just randomly fell into basketball and he's out here dominating it and just clocks out and doesn't even think about it. He hates it. He said he's like, "Oh, everybody hates their job, I think." But no, I absolutely love his game. He's inspirational, man. Like he just proves that you don't have to be an athletic freak of nature to be truly dominant in the league. I feel like people knew that you don't have to be a freak athlete to make the NBA. You do have to be skilled, but like we haven't seen a guy dominate the way that Jokic has ever, if you ask me. I mean, he's truly just I mean, I hate to use the word unicorn because it's kind of tossed around a lot, but he's a unicorn in the fact that there is no one like him. I mean, his passing, his rebounding, his shot making ability, just IQ overall is phenomenal to watch. And their pieces around him are stars as well. I mean, especially with Jamal Murray. MPJ has the potential to be a star, but he needs to work on his shot taking ability, similar to our boy Zach Levine. And I mean, I don't know. He has the potential to be a star. I mean, we've
Mhm.
always known that. But back to what I was saying, they won the finals and their third or fourth option wasn't even really doing anything. Aaron Gordon, by the way, I know I briefly sort of mentioned him. I am becoming a huge fan of him. Like his defense alone is insane. I didn't even know that he could play defense like that. And the way that he has embraced his new role with the Nuggets, I mean, hats off to him. You don't see a lot of guys like that. He went from being a number 1 or number 2 option in Orlando to being a 3 or 4th option and basically a role player. He doesn't really score a whole lot, but I mean, he can score. He's super athletic. His defense is absolutely insane. I mean, he is doing everything that they are asking for or that they're asking him to do and then some. I mean, it's truly amazing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dude, he was playing at another level. And who would have thought, for like you said, who would have thought he was capable of playing defense at a championship level? Like, I mean, we all knew he could score, like, but being put in a team where you have Jokic and Murray, like you're not gonna get touches. he impacts the game in other ways that championship teams need. And it's crazy that both Jokic and Aaron Gordon are on the roster because Aaron Gordon was the 4th pick in the 2014 draft. Meanwhile, Jokic was like the 41st pick, I think, in the
Second round for sure, yeah.
in the same draft.
Yeah,
And
drafted during a Taco Bell commercial.
Drafted during a Taco Bell commercial.
Ace
But yeah,
Rito, I think.
It's crazy.
I swear.
But like, it's crazy how like the 4th pick and the 41st pick are on the same team, yet the 41st pick was the one that got the MVP.
Yeah.
Crazy as hell.
That just goes to show that, as long as you do your due diligence as a front office, Garpax, or AK really. I mean, I'll tone down on that a little bit, not to veer off too much into Bulls, but
AK he was the one who drafted Jokic. Just saying.
You just proved me, yeah. That is a phenomenal point.
He drafted Jokic. He drafted Murray.
Yeah.
Just want to throw it out there to the Bulls fans that want to keep ripping them. That Denver Nuggets team you see there was built by him, and then afterwards, obviously he wanted to take better money.
Yeah, so I'll immediately take that back. Because, I mean, yeah, he did draft the core of that team. And I mean, he drafted Will and everything too.
He drafted the two guys that we're talking about, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe I'll face the criticism to Garpax in the second round, okay? I mean, I get it. Ooh, they drafted Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, Jimmy Butler. Lucked into Derrick Rose. But yeah, whatever, No, but then they drafted Cameron Bairstow and Eric Murphy. Where are they at? Okay. The two potential GOATs, and now they're off shining in China probably. But yeah, back to the Nuggets and Heat. I mean, the Heat were just they crapped the bed. They couldn't shoot. They couldn't barely score. Jimmy Butler was on his last leg, they seem like. Max Strus wasn't doing anything. Gabe Vincent, I feel like, hardly did anything. Caleb Martin, who looked like Michael Jordan, couldn't do anything. And yeah, I mean, it was just a show of pure dominance from the Denver Nuggets standpoint against Miami.
Yeah, the Heat looked like a number 8 seed, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, big time.
But like, what an incredible run for the Heat. But yeah, Butler was on his last leg. I mean, that brutal turnover in the last 15 seconds of the game, like, it wasn't all on him, but at the same time, it's like, yo, if you're gonna drive to the lane, take that shot. Like the whole entire. I believe since Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals, that's when he started to kind of fall off a little bit because you saw his production and just his shot making just like really dipped off, and all the times he was looking for a pass rather than just trying to go up with it. And then whenever he did find a pass, Adebayo's right there to clank.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I want to like piggyback on what you said earlier about Jokic, like being so humble, being so nonchalant, and like he's not the most athletic person in the world, bro. Heat culture is all about fitness, conditioning. You have to be a certain amount of body fat to even play for the Miami Heat. Jokic just pretty much just threw that in their face and said, "What Heat culture? The fat boy killed you just now." Like that's incredible. That's like incredible to see because now, to me, now a lot of teams are gonna be like, Heat culture. You guys got beat by this doughboy on the Nuggets. How is Heat culture gonna get us to a championship type of thing? Like it's gonna make them question a little bit. But it's just so funny that Heat culture goes up against the one NBA player that's like against the norm,
Yeah.
And not the most athletic, not the most like fast, not the fastest guy on the court, but he can rip 30, 20, and 10 on you in any given night.
Oh yeah. Effortlessly.
Effortlessly.
Did you see his quote during the draft combine obviously, when he was
Oh,
about to be drafted. Yeah, he
it's
was saying,
crazy.
for those who haven't seen it or heard it, he basically said in a question with I forget who the reporter was, but they were asking him, why didn't you play in college? And basically his response was, in college they run too fast and jump too high, and I just play basketball. If that's not
Love it. You gotta love it.
just in a nutshell what Nikola Jokic represents, I don't know what is. And the best part about all of that is that he has the guts to truly speak his mind during arguably the most important moment of his life, right? It's the draft combine. You're trying to impress everybody with both what you say and what you do. And the fact that he said that, and really, for a lot of people, I feel like that would be sort of a knock on their confidence, like, oh, I can't jump high, I'm not athletic, blah, 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 blah. But like with Jokic, his play clearly outshined anything, that he might have said negatively. But you know what? I don't even think that's really a negative comment. I think that more so just speaks on his confidence in his game and what he does well, which obviously is a lot of things. He's just amazing. I I, I honestly don't know what I was thinking when I counted him out. I thought maybe Bam Adebayo could at least somewhat not stop him, but contain him. But no chance, no absolute way in hell that anybody can. I mean, it's just a given when you're going up against Jokic. His footwork, his passing, his shooting, even. I mean, the man shoots like, I don't even know how to compare his shot form sometimes, but like he'll put it behind his head, but it goes in. And
Yeah, he was on record saying that he just be throwing it up there sometimes.
yeah, right. And that's the thing. It's like it's mind-blowing to me. Like, in the most important times, like, he can just throw it up there and it'll go in. Like, I think it was against the Lakers or whatever when he made that fadeaway
Oh, that was sick.
crazy three. I think it was on LeBron. I could be wrong, but
Oh, it was on Anthony
it
Davis.
was on Anthony Davis.
Yeah, it was on
Okay,
Anthony Davis.
dude, I couldn't. Like, this man is unbelievable. I absolutely, I'm a huge fan of his game. There's nobody like him. Not going to be another player like him. It's
No, he's
absolutely
one.
insane.
He is one of one. He is one of
Yeah.
one. Unless this Wemby kid decides, you know what? Hold my beer.
Wemby could potentially be different. Like, I feel like with Wemby, he has the potential to be a just great freak of freaking nature all around. Like, in a different definition than Nikola Jokic. Obviously, Jokic is gonna continue to be great, but Wemby is what, 7'4", 7'5", something like that. And he can
Jeez.
shoot, he can dribble, he can finish in the paint, he can play defense. I mean, he's gonna have to bulk up to be able to play against guys like Embiid or Jokic or whoever. A lot of these bigs in the NBA are. Could you imagine him going up against Giannis right now? I feel
Shoot.
like,
Even just Andre Drummond, he'll have his way with him probably. Just
right.
bully
But
ball him.
either way, if we've learned anything from the Spurs culture, it's that they're going to be able to develop him just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I am just ecstatic for Jokic. I'm ecstatic for Nuggets fans. Um, they just had their parade today. Obviously, a crap ton of people showed up. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Nikola Jokic quotes out there. Maybe him just being like, "Oh yeah, go Nuggets," and then just
No, actually, he was very he when they were doing the little speeches, like the whole
Mhm.
team and stuff. He was like, I know at first I didn't say I didn't want the parade, but then he actually came around and was like, I'm glad I got this effing
Oh,
parade.
nice.
I'm glad I'm here. And
Oh,
you
nice.
call Jokic a badass about wanting to just ride his horses. There's nothing more badass than rolling up to your championship parade in a goddamn tank.
Oh, what? I didn't even
Yeah,
see that.
Murray and Jokic rolled up in a tank with Jokic with his Finals MVP hand in his hand, and Murray with the championship. They were just riding around in a tank. It was so awesome.
They're awesome, man. Like, honestly, such a phenomenal team to watch. I cannot be happier for them. It's even though I am not at all a Denver Nuggets fan. I mean, if you all couldn't tell by both the channel and my background and the shirt, Julian's shirt, I'm just a fan of the game, and it's
Yeah.
hard not to be super happy for teams that haven't had a lot of success in recent years. And, even teams that do have success, it's awesome to see people build on an already successful career, or guys making a name for themselves or a whole nother name for themselves, like Aaron Gordon, or guys having redemption stories like Jamal Murray, or guys coming out of freaking nowhere like Jokic in the second round, becoming a two-time MVP, a Finals MVP, and obviously with that an NBA champion. It's amazing, like I said.
Oh, also on that roster, shout out to Jeff Green, DeAndre Jordan, and Ish Smith. All of them combined with 30 years of NBA experience, never winning a championship, got their first rings now. Especially
That-
DeAndre Jordan and Ish Smith.
yeah.
But DeAndre Jordan, part of that Lob City crew, now he's he got
Shout out
a
Lob
ring.
City, yep.
He got a ring before Chris Paul
And Blake Griffin.
and Blake Griffin. And then
It's,
Ish Smith playing for 15 teams in 16 seasons or something like that. Pretty much
gosh, yeah.
every year he was in the league, he was on a different team.
Yep.
That's crazy. That is
I've
crazy.
always been a huge DeAndre Jordan fan. I am a fan of anybody that can play defense, and that is primarily what he was known for, other than just absolutely annihilating and ending Brandon Knight's career. But in DeAndre Jordan's prime, he was amazing to watch, especially on the defensive end.
Athletic
And
freak.
that whole team was amazing to watch on the Clippers. They were just throwing down alley-oops like it's nobody's business. Like they were the current day 2K Park Sweats.
Oh yeah.
Kind of us sometimes, but that's just be us being ironic. We're not Sweats. We're just freaking amazing at the game. But yeah, no, I'm super happy for DeAndre Jordan, Ish Smith, and the other guy that you mentioned. I may or may not have forgotten.
Jeff Green.
Jeff Green, obviously Jeff Green. I mean, that's a veteran right there if I've ever seen one. But what's it called? I am. It sort of reminds me of when Dwight Howard won his ring with the Lakers. Dwight Howard's another one of my all-time favorites, and for him to win a ring, it was awesome, man. Like I get it. It wasn't in his prime. He wasn't the number one option. He wasn't even the number 10 option. But I mean, hey, NBA champion Dwight Howard, NBA champion freaking DeAndre Jordan. That is so cool to say, and you can't take that away from him. Doesn't matter if they didn't hardly play. I feel like Dwight Howard played a lot more than DeAndre.
Oh, he had a substantial role on that team. Yeah. Just because Anthony Davis didn't want to play center, so you had to alternate between JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard.
So I mean, there's that, and even with DeAndre Jordan, I mean, I'm sure just his veteran presence alone helped the team. He seemed like he was very engaged, and that helps a team more than people know.
Mm-hmm.
I know I forgot that you mentioned him, but again, biggest shout out to Jeff Green. He not only is a mentor to these guys, he could still play. He could still get up there. I don't know if did any of them retire? Did any of them announce a retirement or anything?
Not that I've seen. Not that I've seen.
I mean, I doubt Jeff Green's going to retire. I could see DeAndre Jordan. I only say I doubt Jeff Green because it seems like he wants to play until he's 50, and more power to him, man. I mean, take a Udonis Haslem type of role. But like I said, Jeff Green can still play, man. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. He can still contribute to a team,
yeah, in
a
any sort of way.
championship
And,
team.
and him being a veteran mentor, type of thing only adds to what he brings to the team.
For sure.
But anyways, guys, we got about 3.5 minutes left in our Zoom meeting here. And
Mikey, I want your quick thoughts on this playoff
okay.
overall. Like, what did you think? Like, was it predictable for you, or was it like, whoa,
No,
that caught
absolutely
me by
not.
surprise?
Well, as we mentioned in our previous videos, the Miami Heat caught me by surprise. After the first round, I sort of figured that they were gonna make it at least to the conference finals, but I mean, big shout out to Jimmy Butler. It sucks that he didn't have a great NBA Finals, but I feel like a year from now we're gonna be like, oh my God, the Miami Heat have Damian Lillard, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Michael Jordan came back. And like, I feel like they're not going to be a Cinderella story next year. They're only going to build on it. They're a phenomenal team. They have phenomenal culture. Honestly, a little bit of a shout out to the Lakers who made it to the West Finals. Even though they got destroyed by the Nuggets, that's another pretty solid story right there. Even though it's one of the greatest players of all time, LeBron James on their team with another all timer, in my opinion, and Anthony Davis. We didn't see that coming. They started off the season very, very slow, and they came in through the play-in tournament like the Miami Heat. And, quick little shout out to the Boston Celtics. I know they were like the number 2 seed, but I feel like they're going to keep Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They're going to keep that tandem together. They just need a point guard, and they're going to be back next year. And same with the Milwaukee Bucks. They're not going to lose in the first round again.
Yeah.
But
Like you said, the Heat with a crazy Cinderella story, something that caught us off guard. But I like to give some love to the Sacramento Kings. Dude, that was my adopted team this season.
yeah,
Finally breaking their playoff drought. It was just amazing to see. Like my opinion, I want to say the whole entire West playoffs was just a tad bit better than the East playoffs. Even though Miami had that crazy Cinderella run, I think the
yeah,
West was just a little more competitive, a little more tight knit in their playoff games. You kind of already expected Boston to make the conference finals. It was just a matter of who were they going to play. But
yeah,
overall, this playoffs was just interesting, very interesting, and a lot of repercussions. The Heat really messed up a lot of teams on their way to the finals. Really made them have to look in the mirror, like the Milwaukee Bucks, or what are the Knicks going to do? And the Boston Celtics. Like this playoff run really has a lot of repercussions for each team going into this offseason. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait how the Bulls might benefit from that too. Because maybe Jaylen Brown wants to lead and lead his own team.
maybe.
Bulls have Zach LaVine. Flip. But anyways, let's close this out by saying playoffs were great. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do this 2024 Your Face podcast. But
Yep.
hey man, I enjoyed the series with you.
So there will be more to come, obviously, with the Your Face podcast. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers on the Superspan channel. Maybe soon enough we'll sort of transfer this into a Your Face channel. Who knows? A little bit of
Oh snap!
foreshadowing. But there will obviously be plenty more podcasts to come. But again, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace out.